Welcome to episode 2 of Running Through My Mind, the daily, right? Hopefully, the daily parking lot podcast, talking to-do list, and audio mental notes from Don the Idea Guy of projects I'm working on, projects I should be working on, and projects you might be interested in. So today on the commute, I was listening to Jason Zook's Buy My Future podcast, actually listening to his launch podcast series about Buy My Future from last year, where he was kind of leading up to his final days and closing the doors of Buy My Future, where he was selling his future for $1,000. Any projects he created, past, present, or future, a limited number of people for a limited time could buy his future and own access to those projects. And I just think that concept was really cool. When he launched it last year, I was already a Jason Zook fan, so I had already purchased a bunch of his courses. I purchased a couple of his online tools. He was creating cool things as he went, and I was investing in them. So when he came up with Buy My Future, where you could buy access to all these things for one flat price, I was a little disappointed because I had already spent half that to get access to the things I was now going to pay access for. And I put it off. I was like, I can't justify the $1,000 when I already bought half of these. And I let the deadline pass. I didn't go for it. And what I didn't take into account were the new things he was going to create as the year went on. And he ended up launching an online course platform called Teachery, which was cool. And you could get a 30-day trial of it, I think, for $1. I think at that point it might have even been free. I think you can get it for $1 now. And it was very cool. But Udemy was out there, and I don't know how many other online teaching platforms were out there, so I didn't see a reason to pay for access to another one, so I took a pass on that. And then he launched something late in the year called workbooks, which allowed you to create interactive workbooks to go with courses, because most online courses had these video pieces you could watch. Maybe it had a comment section that an instructor would have to go back and check, but nobody had an interactive workbook that could be embedded into these teaching courses that you could have your instructions in there as an instructor, but then the students could actually add their answers to it and save it for themselves and take it with them past that. And the tool allowed the students to share their work with the other students. And that was just awesome. And I thought that was a great idea, but he was selling it for I think as a founder, you could buy lifetime access for $250, and he was only going to, maybe it was $200 for 200 people. And once that was done, it was going to go to a lifetime of probably $500 or $600, or you could buy it by the month for probably $50 a month. But I was like, okay, well, I missed the Buy My Future where I would have owned that, and I didn't have to pay any more money for it because I didn't want to invest the $1,000. I'll invest the $200 to become a founder. That gives me a net investment of, let's say, $700. I was still under the $1,000. I still got myself a deal. Well, then I saw Udemy change their platform. You couldn't charge what you wanted to charge on Udemy anymore. They had a set price, and they had all kinds of discount coupon codes that were out there. That reduced the price, and it was a game to get what you wanted out of it. And Udemy became saturated with lame courses. So your topic might be judged by somebody else's copycat project. It was just, Udemy became a mess. So then I started looking at Teachery again. I'm like, man, I would really like Teachery. I don't want to pay the monthly fee. I'd rather have the lifetime access. And I contacted Jason and said, hey, I missed the chance. Mea culpa. Here was why. Here was my reasoning. I just invested in, of course, books. I want Teachery. Can you let me back into the Buy My Future, please, please? And he was cool enough to crack open the door one little bit and let me back in. The reason I bring that up is because on the drive to work today, I came up with an idea for changing the way I do my brainstorms by turning the normal PDFs or Word docs that I create the brainstorms in, my list of specifically for 5buckbrainstorms.com. Specifically, the way I do those, I'll come up with a dozen ideas on a topic. I post it for sale on 5buckbrainstorms.com. You pay $5 for a dozen or more ideas on whatever topic it might be. It might be on how salespeople can use Periscope. It might be on what salespeople can do after they lose a sale. It might be ideas on ways to sell your ideas, places to sell your ideas. It might be ideas for course themes to come up with. Pretty much anything goes. And I was selling them for $5. They're a PDF, and you bought it through Gumroad, and you downloaded it, and you could read it. The concept I came up with today is, what if I turn those brainstorms into the interactive brainstorms? Because the cool thing about brainstorms is if I give you a list of ideas, while you're reading those ideas, you're going to come up with more ideas. So if I give you 2 ideas, you're going to come up with 2 or 3 more just by reading that, extrapolating on it, applying it to your specific situation. And a really good place to write down those ideas would actually be in context with the other idea. So I'm going to start converting all of my $5 brainstorms to, of course, books, so that you're not just going to get this static PDF that you can't make any changes to. You're going to be able to open up a brainstorm workbook, read my ideas, and then build on them and add your own to it. You come up with another idea a month from now, you open up the workbook, the brainstorm book, and add your ideas to it. So this is a place where the investment in the Of Course books is going to pay off down the road, because now I've got a way to turn what Jason created into another potential money-making project for myself or maybe for my clients. He didn't create that with my use in mind. He created it with the intent to attach it to a course. So here's a different application of that idea. And that's the cool thing about ideas, right? So I think one of my brainstorms is going to be come up with ideas on how to use Of Course books. Another one of Jason's tools that I really think is cool is Bump Sale. I think it's bumpsale.co. And that was one that he came up with after the doors closed on Buy My Future as well, that I was sorry I missed out on. Jason Zook got on everybody's radar with a website called iwearyourshirt.com, where he would charge businesses and brands to wear a t-shirt for one day. And he would sell out a year, 365 days, where he would wear a different t-shirt every day for a different brand. And he'd promote it in social media. It was just a really cool concept. But his pricing structure was unique in that on January 1st, all it cost for him to promote you via wearing that shirt and all the social media pieces was $1. And on January 2nd, it cost $2. And on January 3rd, it cost $3. All the way up to December 31st, it would cost you $365. As you incrementally bump up the cost of your service by $1 every day in the way Jason did it, he ended up making, when he sold out the year, which he did, over $60,000, right around $60,000. That's an awesome annual revenue for wearing a t-shirt every day. So I've been trying to think of ways, now that he's released Bump Sale and I'm in the Buy My Future group, now that I'm an owner of Jason's Future, what are some ways I can use Bump Sale? One of my other projects is Big Yellow Sticky at bigyellowsticky.com, where every day I draw a new creative insight, a piece of advice, a hopefully engaging or inspiring quote of what's going on in my head or what's going on in the world. I draw it on a 3x3 yellow sticky note in Sharpie markers, and I post it in social media and I post it on the website on an actual sticky note. This is not an app. It's not something I'm creating in an Instagram post creator. This is me with a pack of yellow sticky notes and actual Sharpie markers. And I take a picture of them and post them. Well, people are loving these. I get the best feedback on this than anything else. I'm trying to come up with ways to generate additional revenue from bigyellowsticky.com. The obvious ones are create a book, maybe create a calendar, those kind of print products, those merchandise that you could sell. The other aspect of this is that their art, it's original artwork, drawn and signed by me. It's one piece of artwork every single day. And if people really like them or something, quote, speaks to them, why shouldn't they be able to buy that original artwork? So I'm thinking about going the bump sale route, where people will be able to buy my daily sticky notes starting at $1 on January 1st. And as the year goes on, the December 31st one will cost $365. That's a low fair price to pay, I think, for a piece of original artwork. Who knows what kind of value it could go up with. They're cool. And if it's not value monetarily, it's value inspirationally. I still love looking at the yellow stickies. The site gets good traffic for the yellow stickies. So I think that there's some potential there, and I'd like to experiment with it. And now that I own Bump Sale, I own access to Bump Sale, it's a cool place to experiment with that. So if any of these ideas inspire you to go, oh, I like that idea, and here's how I can apply it to mine, I know that Jason's getting ready to open Buy My Future again. He's going to open it up next week, I believe. It's September 20th, 2016. It's probably going to stay open for 2 weeks again, like he did the first time. The first time he opened up, it was $1,000 to buy his future. And at that point, I don't know what the value was of everything he had created, but I know that since last year, the value of what he has created far exceeds, what anyone would invest in that. So this year he's selling it for $1,500. I can tell you based on last year's experience, there's no room for haggle or negotiation on that. If you've invested in his stuff, that's awesome, but no buying in that he's got other cool stuff coming out. I know he's working on a new app for website analytics that is amazing, that you'll want access to, and that'll probably cost as much as investing in his entire future anyway. So I recommend it. I'm a partner in it now. I'm an investor in his future. I would love to have some interesting and creative people added to the group because he's got a special Slack channel set up for owners, and everybody in there, just about everybody I've had an interaction with are very cool and creative people in their own rights. And that alone, that private access to that group is pretty cool. So he's going to open up. It's going to be $1,500. That buys all of his stuff, past, present, and future, right? So I thought that was neat. I'm helping promote it. If you want to sign up for the wait list for when it launches, you'll get immediate access. You can go to dontheideaguy.com/BMF, as in Buy My Future, dontheideaguy.com/BMF. Sign up. Yes, that is an affiliate redirect link because I get to share in helping build that community. It's only going to accept 200 people into it, so it's a limited time offer. Buy it, don't buy it. If you've got the vision for it, that's great. I wish I had signed up for it sooner and I didn't. But I'm in now and I want to brag about it to as many people as I know. But I love the Buy My Future concept so much that I'm going to apply that to my $5 brainstorms. So if you go to $5brainstorms.com, you can buy any of the brainstorms that are listed there for $5. That's the whole point. I've been toying with the idea of a subscription model where for maybe $20 a month or $15 a month, you can subscribe to them. So when I create one brainstorm a week, you get access to it for free as long as you're a member of the subscription. Maybe there'll be an annual level where it's a little bit less expensive to buy access for the entire year, but you'll get every brainstorm I post on $5 Brainstorm for free. But I'm not quite ready to launch that yet. So what I'd like to do is anybody who buys Jason's Future, buys all of Jason's future projects through dontheideaguy.com/BMF. If you sign up and buy through that, I'm going to get an alert that you bought through my link. If you buy through the link, I'm going to let you buy all of my $5 brainstorms. Any $5 brainstorms I've created, past, present, or future, you'll own. This gives me a chance to try this business model. Even if all 20 people bought it through my link, that's only 20 people that I've had to let in through that door. It doesn't cost you anything more than subscribing to Jason's Future, buying Jason's Future. So it's kind of a cool deal for you. It's a great way to experiment for me and see if there's an opportunity there. I can promise two things. Jason's Future will never be $1,500 again. And my $5 brainstorm lifetime access is never going to be free again. So, hey, it's your chance to do it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it got a little salesy there at the end, but I'm only stressing that because the deadline's rapidly approaching. It's a new podcast. I'm not sure how many people are going to listen to it before the deadline even passes. But hopefully I loaded it on the front end with some ideas on how to apply some of the products that I've had access to through the Buy My Future project, that it delivered you some value as well. Whether you use his sale platform or you use his workbook platform or not, those are still concepts you can apply to whatever you're doing. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back again tomorrow. That's the plan, for another episode of the things that are running through my mind. If you want to check out more of the projects I'm working on, you can always visit me at dontheideaguy.com. There's a contact form there. There's a little pop-up contact window there. Feel free to reach out, ask me questions. If you've got a specific question about any of the topics I covered here, let me know. If you visit the show listing on Spreaker, you'll find the show notes there. I think the Spreaker link is Spreaker.com/shows/running-through-my-mind, which is a horrible URL. I'm working on getting a reserved domain that'll just redirect to it. But until then, go to dontheideaguy.com/running through my mind. I'll set that up as a pretty link and you can go directly there. Okay, that's enough rambling. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.